Hi, gang sexy. Back to No Question of Surrender here. Two more turns down. We played the 1300 and 1500 turns. And it's kind of cool because Wardrobe and I are playing the same scenario. Um, Most of our setup was similar, with the exception of the anti-tank units, which, like I said, you place the dummy markers down. We did that blind, so we don't know which ones are the real ones or not until we flip them. And in my fight, the French had three anti-tank guns on this side where the Italians attacked from. Most of my dummies were over there, and they didn't. And in my attack, the I focused my attack coming from C and D, which is down there at the bottom of the pin. And I think Wardrobe, he had part of his force here and part of his force here coming in from, which you can't see on the map. I think he had part of his force coming in from B right here. So now, those three anti-tank guns for the French, they have just literally shattered the Italian armor. There's three tank units right there, and then there's two infantry units from the Bersaglieri, whatever they're called. All right, I guess they're the Black Feathers or whatever. I think, I don't know, but just destroyed them. The ground troops, machine gun and infantry, they haven't even fired yet. Artillery's done little bits here and there. You really got to get these. Much like when you play CS, you try to get DGs on things. With this game here, you need to try to get the light barrage and heavy barrage markers on things. It just messes up the flow of the game. But regardless, I have not been able to get but one unit into the fortress area of Bir Hakeim. So if the game ended right now, the Italians would have one victory point. That's it. They got to get 14. Not one French step has been lost. They've got two French units with cohesion hits. And just it seemed like these tanks trying to hit these fortified units that are entrenched or whatever just can't. Yeah, I mean, you really got to get a lucky roll because you're not going to get a high. You're not going to get high modifiers on this because of the defenses they're in. So the French position here is really it's good. Of course, this attack never happened in full force by the Area 80 division, but we're giving it a shot. The stress of this game, which Wardrobe has been enforcing this on me, is your command points and dispatch points, trying to build a pool. Well, you can't build a pool if you're using them, and you can't fight if you're not using them and trying to build a pool. So you really got to think hard on how you're going to spend your command points and how you're going to build dispatch points, because in the normal process of the game wasn't in the first scenario. In the first scenario, we only used command points. There were no dispatch points. But in this game here, you got dispatch points. What are those used for? Well, you got to buy the activation chits for the units, for the formations. The only chits that automatically go in the cup are any of the special event type markers, like direct command, and then the divisional chits go in there. Well, you can't do everything you want to do. You can't fight and fire an assault with a divisional chit on a first activation. You have to burn a command point as a second activation in order to do any of that stuff. And so there you go. You're spending command points. So the only way an entire formation's units can move into fire zones, fire, or assault is without spending command points is when their formation chit gets activated. And like I say, you have to buy them. So what a brain teaser this game is. You should hear Wardrobe and I going back and forth about, oh hell, what do I do? What do I do? This is probably the second series of games that he and I have played that we've just gotten so wrapped up in with decision making and how hard it can be. This one in GCACW. So all right, so we got two more turns to go. Not looking promising for the Italians. However, if the Italians can get on any of these white circled hexes and not be suppressed, they get a victory point for each one. They get a victory point for step losses on the French. They got to get 14. Mine's not looking good. All right. Wardrobe's is looking a little better right now, but we're going to see. I think that's about to change. All right. So we're going to keep on playing. Let's get this up so you can see what's happened here at Scenario 2 from No Question of Surrender from MMP. And we'll get back to you when we're done with the last two turns. Talk to you soon.